Scrapyard, we ain't gotta act hard. Sasquatch back, y'all, we flipping like a flashcard. Guns down, gloves up, or shut up. That part, guns down, gloves up, or shut up. That part, street beef, scrapyard, we ain't gotta act hard. Sasquatch back, y'all, we flipping like a flashcard. Guns down, gloves up, or shut up. That part, guns down, gloves up, or shut up. That part.
What's going on, everybody? Scraptalk. We got 2 out of your 4 hosts here on time, ready to go.
I just called Viking. He should be here.
Yeah, I haven't heard from either of them, so you know what? They'll hop on when they're here, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But we got stuff to talk about. We got a special guest tonight. Some of you may have already seen the thumbnail. If not, we'll let it be a surprise for everybody. So, Crazy, what's new with you?
Not much really. Like, I'm just trying to rest my body from like the 2 fights I had against like King Kai and that random guy whose name I don't remember. But yeah, I'm just trying to rest my knees and my shins because like for sure they're hurting. Like I probably have like a fractured knee or something like that. Like I'm not really sure. Like I can still walk, so we all good. It's all good. It's just like if I try to like put any pressure on my knee, it's just like, oh my God, I need help. I have fallen and can't get up, but like it's good.
Damn, I'm the old one. You're not supposed to be hurting.
It will heal. It will heal.
I'm supposed to be the one like, oh shit, my back.
But it's just my fault. Like all like the last 2 months, I've just been clashing knees with people. And it's just like I need to buy some knee pads or something because like fuck, it hurts.
I will say also, like, you know, kickboxing is especially brutal. You know, you get nut shot, you collide shins, you know, it's just so much more damaging to your body than I think boxing.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like boxing, at most you probably get like a headache or kind of like a sprained muscle, some shit like that. But kickboxing, like you got the shins, you got a good like head kick, kicking a good head kick. Like you got a whole bunch of different type of injuries that you can get compared to like boxing.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, my bad.
I just see people come out of, you know, like the scrapyard fights and stuff, typically with the kickboxing matches. First off, usually there's a 90-something% chance that somebody's going to get kicked in the nuts. And then usually their shins look like somebody beat them with a baseball bat afterwards. That's usually a couple of the traits that I see.
That's usually just all part of like conditioning your shins. And that's something that, like I said before, that's something like I need to work on myself. Like I've been fighting for going on 3 years now, and like I haven't conditioned my shins at all. And it's just like the fact that I can do what I can do now, it's just like what's going on. Like once I actually do start conditioning my shins, like we'll see what type of crazy legs you guys start to see.
Does it ever bother you in the fights? Like, you know, collide shins, do you really feel it? Or
luckily I haven't ran across anyone with stronger shins than me. Like I've trained with people with stronger shins than me for sure, like all the time. It's just like, fuck, I'm not trying to trade kicks with you because like your shins are fucking up there. But like everyone I fought so far, like their shins aren't stronger than mine. Or it's just like the adrenaline's just like up there. So like I just don't feel it until after the fight.
Yeah. I remember, you know, back in the day, in my heyday when I used to do MMA, I would condition my shins.
What's up, Free Smoke?
I would, you know, roll a bottle across my shins, smack my shins, you know, just everything I could to just kill all the nerves in there. Yeah.
That's what I need to start doing. Like I need to start doing something. Like all I'm doing is just like kicking the bag, but kicking the bag is only going to take me so far. Like I need to actually like seriously sit down, take a whole month of just like not doing anything but conditioning my shins, actually get them up there.
Yeah, you need to do like what's his name, dude? That's he's in Street Beefs. He always does the David versus Goliath fights. Lights Out Lyle.
That guy. We're not talking about that guy.
Well, I'm just saying because like, he seems like his shins are really conditioned.
Yeah. He's always kicking poles and shit.
Yeah. Like, and you got to have a level of conditioning on your shins to basically be able to do that. So
it's just that guy in general kind of seems like a gimmick to me. Like,
I mean, like, you know what though? You gotta kind of sell yourself too if you want to get your name out there. I think.
Yeah, for sure. Like he's for sure putting his name out there that he has strong ass shins and shit like that. It's just like all like the Street Beefs fight that I've seen him in. Like he hasn't fought anyone of real skill. Like all the people that he fought so far in Street Beefs have just been ass.
Maybe it's because he's extremely lightweight and it's hard to find anybody comparable to his skill.
Yeah, but he's saying he's a catch weight. He's down to fight anyone. So like fight someone with real, at least a level 3 that's able to like check a kick properly.
Okay, I got you.
Like he's kicking people who are just like super new at fighting, who can't even check a kick, who's taking one kick and they're just like, I'm done. Like he's not fighting real skill. Like he's not fighting real fighters. And like I want to see that. If he's really the fighter he said he is, like I want to see him have like a real good fight.
There we go. We got your next opponent right there.
No. You already
there
know
he is.
spicy.
What's going on, Len?
It is. I'm spicy legs.
Sorry, guys, man. I don't know what's going on with this.
What else Viking? Let's call this fool again.
Making me go through a bunch of loops on Safari when I have it downloaded onto my computer. It's weird, but what's up, though? How's everybody doing?
We're doing good.
We're just going over shin conditioning a little bit, but now that you're here, let's talk. Let's talk to Len. Let's see what's new with you.
Man, I just got back this morning at 8 o'clock from Texas. So, you know, my mom's husband is dealing with some medical or some terminal illness. So had to go down and handle some affairs. But, you know, I'm in good spirits. You know, I'm back home with my wife. So my family always feels good.
Yep.
That's nice.
It's funny you guys brought that up. You said you're talking about shin splints, though, huh?
No, not shin splints. Not
just
trap stuff. Shin conditioning. So,
like the best ways to do it, what to do it, the fact that like I haven't started at all. It's just like I'm so far in my fight career, I haven't like started my journey of conditioning my shins.
This isn't even his final form.
It's not. I'm slacking for sure. Like only thing that like I'm doing right now is just learning technique and like just training, but like my diet and like just like my ability to self-train by myself without needing a coach and all the other like bullshit that's kind of like this kind of like focused on
man.
me.
It's discipline.
Like I'm slacking. Yeah, like I'm slacking discipline. So like once I actually get the discipline, like that's when I actually like really gonna start shining.
We're working with a coach and a team, or
like I'm working with a coach, but it's just like outside of like that, like I'm not really doing shit. Like I'm training hard as fuck, like when I'm with my team, all the everything, but like outside myself and like self-training myself and like just doing shit by myself solo, like that discipline.
You got to show up to more barbecues.
Yeah.
On Friday.
It's just like, but it's just like that's something I work on myself. It's not going to you guys or just doing something like that. So that's something I have to like just like sit down, like, hey, like I want to be a real fighter. I need to fucking stop gaming for hours. I need to take at least an hour or two and just like train and just like do my own shit.
As a coach and a friend, one piece of advice I can give you is put the weed down, brother.
Man, the weed's not a problem. I'm an active fucking smoker.
Crazy. Like, that's a gateway. It's a gateway drug. It is. Not,
weed doesn't make me lazy. Like I'm high as fuck at work and no one will fucking know. Like I'd be the fucking guy running everywhere, fucking doing everything, high as fuck, and no one would know. Like I'm an active weed smoker. But I hear you though. Like weed is something.
I think that at the end of the day, not maybe this might not pertain to you, but a lot of athletes that do smoke weed, and specifically like myself, it doesn't. We're active, but at the end of the day, it does take a toll on our motivational to keep us doing things outside of the comfort.
Yeah.
Because we to make a comfortable stage.
What the fuck?
Those moments where you're like, I'm not gonna. I'd rather smoke that blunt, or I'd rather, chill and relax. And, they teach his own, man. I can't tell you what to do with your life, but I tell you, it is better for your health. And then also all of us, especially some of the guys that I think that are starting to take the thing to that level of being more disciplined, should consider it because it does do damage to the lungs. It does do things with the respiratory.
Hey.
And so.
Okay. So look, we got word that our special guest is in the back. Viking, how you doing?
He don't get no guy.
I'm doing well, fellas. I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
We're good. We got to cut the introductions a little short today because
you're good.
Get no introduction, late ass
is in the back.
I'm cool with it.
So, if you saw it, the thumbnail. If you saw the thumbnail, you already know who it is. But if not, play the tape, Daniel.
Up first, we got High Speed taking on Fair Play, who came out of retirement for this battle.
You missed me.
Looks like High Speed been studying. He's tapping the same buttons Fair Play is.
Hiya! Oh, I missed.
Poke and kick!
You're simply too weak for me.
My turn! Daily double.
Come here.
Ejectocito, cut! Fair Play's mouthpiece got evicted.
Come here.
All right, finish him.
Fair Play fused this man's chin with his Adam's apple at high speed. Had man's fallen to the ground like a roach that got sprayed with Raid. Converted that boy to Christianity. Look at him paying tribute to Jesus. Crucify that boy. Mans thought that weak two-piece that ejected the mouthpiece was gonna lead him to victory. But all it did was activate Fair Play's Zenkai boost.
Welcome! Punch!
You done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
Die!
Game over.
Basement of an incel's house.
Hiya!
That's it. His nose is touching the back of his head. Forget anesthesia. This is by far the best sleep that brother's got his entire life. And look at the disregard for his carcass after he was knocked out on his feet. Disregarded him like Brussels sprouts at an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Holy shit, a lady!
That's enough. God, that's enough. The left hook disconnected his router. Look how slow he went to the ground, then proceeded to dig his own grave with his gloves and feet. Transmogrified him into a human chihuahua. Went from competition to exercise. It's leg day. Bust a squat. Sat square on his glutes. Gave his posterior a bruise. Here I go.
Nani? Fucking kick!
Hey, is everybody good?
IQ on 1,000. Homie caught the kick and raised him one of his own. Imagine you in a shootout and your opponent confiscates your gun, then proceeds to pistol whip you. That's exactly what happened to this brother right here.
Stupid bitch.
Bruce.
Welcome to Scrap Talk, Chiseled Adonis.
Oh man, does it? Hey, first and foremost, for those who don't know, it is the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual thing. Chiseled Adonis here on the Street Beef Scrapyard podcast. Man. I'm happy to be here, man. I'm happy to be here.
Right on, bro.
We're happy to have you, man.
Welcome,
Shit.
man. Man, you're
It is an honor.
Legendary.
Hey, I appreciate you guys immensely, man. Because first and foremost, what you guys got going on is changing the game. The whole Street Beefs team is something that from years back, we've seen like backyard fighting, whatever the case is. But I think you guys take it to a whole other level. So I really appreciate you guys having me on. And above all else, I appreciate your content throughout the years.
Thank you, man. That's awesome.
Appreciate you.
We appreciate the support. Like it's for real. So we got questions.
Yeah, we do. I initially met Chiseled through Instagram, I think, wasn't it? I think you messaged me and said, "Hey, do you mind if I react to your videos or something?"
Yeah, I think it had to be Instagram or maybe YouTube. I forget. It was one or the other. One or the other.
Yep. So it's been a little while. You've done some reactions. Love it. Do you guys want to get in the questions right away or what?
Hey, what's up, boss? My name Viking Warrior, man. Honestly, what got you into making YouTube videos and reactions? I would really like to know.
Oh, well, first and foremost, what's up, Viking Warrior? How's it going? But I started because I started doing stand-up first, but then I noticed there was a large contingent of people who was starting online. Like the people are online. They're no longer in stand-up clubs anymore. So I was like, okay, I'll just start making some videos that's online. I noticed, like with voiceover, I saw somebody get knocked out like some years ago. I just made a regular commentary on it. It got like 100,000 views. And like, wait a minute, people want to see people talk about somebody getting knocked out. So I said, okay, I'll just start adding some sound effects and stuff like that and really amplify the video and also give my take on it. So that's what really got me into it, was just an opportunity to take like a video or a clip and then make it funnier and add my own spin to it.
Nice. That's what's up. What's your favorite thing to do on YouTube? Or to create?
Oh, it's got to be like knockout commentaries. Like I just did one today on I believe his name is Inoue. They call him like the monster. I believe he works in a one champ. This guy he's so light in weight, but he knocks everybody. He's got hands. So that's easily one of my favorite kind of videos where I do it on people who just knock people out, like knockout commentary. Easily one of my favorite things on the internet.
Yeah, like Tank Davis. That's why everybody wants. That's the dream match. Is them two together. That would be the ultimate match.
Yeah, but Tank would probably get him because I mean, Tank probably. What is he fighting at? Like about a 140 something, 150 around that area.
Nah,
and I think
Tank says he's just a little heavier. He fights at 130. So they.
Oh, geez. Okay.
They can meet in the middle at 125, or can meet at 130. It'd be a good fight.
Yeah, I think so because Tank throws some bombs, but at the same time, anyway, got throw some bombs too. So that would be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. That would be a great fight. Hey, you guys got any questions?
Okay,
Lynn, I'll let you go next. I'll go after that, and then we'll finish up with Crazy Legs.
I just wanted to tap in really quick before I have my questions that with some of the viewers are asking. Samke just tapped in and was asking about material. Do you write material? Do you just naturally come at this thing with kind of like just off the dome? How do you come up with these things? Improv.
Oh, everything is like improv. I have no script. All I do is I grab the mic, I watch the video as it goes, and I just react. Mine is very difficult. It's different from a lot of different creators because people have scripts or maybe they watch the video ahead of time. I like to do stuff in real time. So I'll watch the highlight as it's going. And the only thing that I do is I'll hit pause, say my thoughts. If I want to add in a sound bite, or if I want to just put like the replay of the knockout or maybe the punch or the fight, whatever the case is, then I'll add that in there. But everything is like in real time. There's no script.
Yeah. Samke asked the question, but it was part of my question. I was like thinking about it, being that you have, and you mentioning that you had a comedic background doing stand-up. A lot of times improv does come in, and when you're naturally funny, you can do that. But I was thinking some of the things that you say, I was like, did he have this, like these quotes and these sayings already somewhere and it just comes out? You know what I mean? Because you're hitting them right on the button, man.
It's in my head because this is how I kind of feel like I'm a lunatic because I'll be watching something happen and somebody will get punched. Like, for example, immediately, I think like Fat Joe, when somebody gets hit and they lean into the ropes, I think, okay, it's 2004, it's Terror Squad, it's lean back. We gotta roll with the music. Or somebody gets hit, it's 2006, it's Young Jock, where we're in the spot where it's going down. So I'll have things that just fly through my head in real time, and I'll say, you know what, let me just reference this and put it in there, because I think in pop culture and everything of that nature, everybody can relate to that stuff, because whether it was when we were coming up through our adolescence or maybe our childhood or maybe our young adulthood, there's a ton of different references that we all can relate to. So the moment it pops through my mind, when I watch it manifest in front of me, I just make that reference. And that's actually been one of my saving grace, or my calling card with my content, is people can resonate with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And not that it's a question that I have for you, but I wanted to say, man, that I really like the entertainment that you do, because I also believe that people love the unexpected. So if they know what you're going to say, it doesn't make it as entertaining. But it's like stand-up, right? Whether it's Cat Williams or, Devin, Kevin Hart. When you say the unexpected and you shock everyone, it becomes more entertaining. And I think that's what we see when you're doing these videos. It's never the same. It's always fresh, always new. And some of the stuff that you say is kind of like so far out there. It was like today on your intro, it was like he's digging his own grave, but he's looking like he's a chihuahua, and it just, I'm thinking to myself, that's just so hilarious because it fits, you know.
Right, because what I try to do is I never want to be in a situation where it becomes redundant. Because I notice with a ton of different content creators, they're in positions where, of course, you can have like catchphrases. But the issue is if your entire video is always the same across the board, the people are no longer going to buy into it. So I try to say, all right, how can I say something different, a different way every single time? And I try to put myself in a position to where whatever highlight or knockout, whatever it is that's in front of me, what comes to mind immediately? And then I think of synonyms to different words. So I can say the same thing, but like 7 different ways. Or I could try to use different sort of scenarios to describe something. Like if somebody's getting knocked out, you could say, oh, well, he got knocked out. But then you could say, oh, this guy got sent to the shadow realm. He's sent to the afterlife. Somebody called the coroner. Maybe contact the EMTs. He needs to go to a Pokemon center. There's so many different ways you can reference somebody getting knocked out. And the beauty of it is you just tap into different parts of different people's upbringing that they can resonate with.
Nice. And my last question is piece that I wanted to ask you about was, have you considered that's the first piece. The second piece. The first piece is, do we have fights or fighters that you would like to see fight so that you can produce a particular you know what I mean? A particular video for?
Well, first of all, I love Solo. Solo's an interesting human being. I think with his fight style is wild because every time I've seen his fights, I never know what to expect. So Solo's the first person that comes to mind. I don't know if Fair Play is still active. I don't know if he's still active, but he would probably be like a number 2. But Solo and Fair Play were the 2 guys who jumped off the screen for me. And I believe his name was third would probably be Maliko Goon. I don't know if he's under the Scrapyard or if it's just primarily the Main Street piece. But that dude was interesting. So those are like the top 3 for me.
Yeah, well, he is definitely with the Scrapyard. Right. And then before I let anybody else ask, when you had mentioned that, I had thought when you first you were in the stand-up and it went to a new era, being able to do these things live on, social media platforms or over the internet. Have you ever considered doing stand-up with these videos behind you live?
That's a good idea. I've never considered it only because like the different clubs that I had done stand up in the past, that they never really had like the projector behind. Because the one issue that I've always run into is when I do stand up in front of like my audience, it's a certain sort of nuance kind of situation that goes down. So I'll have certain calling cards. Like I'll never forget, I did a stand up show back, I think it was a few years ago. It had to be maybe 2021 or 2022, maybe even 2019, where there was a gentleman who was in the front row, and I always have a like one of my catchphrases from the east to the west, back to the east, back to the west. This dude, he was like cross-eyed, so he's sitting in the front row and he's staring straight at me, but his left eye is looking at me, his right eye is off to the right. So I felt like somebody planted him in the front. So I couldn't help myself. So I had to do the catchphrase in the middle of it. So everybody who was in the audience that came there for me, they were rolling. But for the people who didn't know who I was, they didn't get the reference. But if I had the videos playing behind me, they would have understood. So that's always been something that I thought I could possibly do. Like maybe if I were to set up a situation where I get a certain bracket amount of time, like maybe we could do like a watch along alongside some of my best vids, then maybe like a live podcast and then right into a stand up. That could be something that could be done in the future.
Yeah, and it's really cool. And I'll let somebody else me right now, but it'd be really cool to have you up in the yard one day, maybe Firechicken, have him in there and doing it live. That would be really cool.
Oh, Dude, I think that would be awesome because I think I'm going to be doing maybe this summer. I should be possibly doing like live commentary for a wrestling show. But that's also been something that popped into my mind. Like maybe I'll come down or out to the scrap because I believe are you guys in Washington or is that the Main Street
Yeah,
East
we're
spot in
Washington.
Washington?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are in Washington. Yeah, so you're in Washington State. I might just have to come out there and go see one live and do like live commentary because I what you guys got going on, and I cannot stress this enough. It is so cool because people who grew up in like the mid 2000s on YouTube and watching like the Kimbo Slice, the backyard fighting and stuff like that, the way you guys have it set up, it is absolutely perfect. So watching something like that live and providing live commentary, it's a whole different dynamic.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
I'm just throwing it out there, but July 20th is our 4-year anniversary. In fact, at least one of the guys that you mentioned, Rico Goon, is definitely fighting on July 20th, as well as Crazy Legs. You never know who else might show up. I know you mentioned Fair Play earlier. He is kind of tough because he's pro in a couple different sports, so could reach out to him and see maybe he wants to make it to the Scrapyard. But yeah, so man, I got a couple questions for you. First one, I didn't ask any of the guys beforehand, so I hope I don't step on any toes with this one. But man, what do you like better, Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, Dragon Ball Z is number one. I love Pokemon, but Dragon Ball Z's got to be number one for sure. Dragon Ball Z's got to be number one for sure.
Okay, I can agree with that for sure.
I agree.
Any black person that. That's a black person question. Easy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Gotta go Dragon Ball Z. Yeah. Especially like I'm a Vegeta guy. Like I love Pokemon through and through, but I'm a Vegeta guy, and I love Dragon Ball Z, especially with the passing of Akira Toriyama. There's no way I can't go Dragon Ball Z.
Bro, check this out. Give me a second. Check this out.
Oh, Crazy's got something for us. So he's a hardcore anime fan, by the way. What's he?
Can't go wrong with that. Need that.
I'm kind of scared. I don't know what Crazy's going to show us.
Tell me why. I went to store.
Oh, come on now. Don't get me started. Oh, you need that. You need that.
No.
You got that Vegeta ready to go. Can't go wrong with that.
I'm ready to eat it.
Right on.
Oh,
right
man.
on.
Crazy.
But he has purple hair too. Like I think it's a special edition because I was looking at a couple of boxes and like there's a couple of Vegetas, a couple of them.
Oh, is that that's a cereal?
Yeah.
Oh, my brother sent me a photo of it today. Yeah, with Goku on the front, they have some Piccolos and stuff.
Yep. Got Piccolo, got Goku. Like I'm collecting that shit.
It's fun. I was talking with him this morning, and I told if we were younger, I would be collecting all of these cereal boxes. And lo and behold, let's see how it plays out today. Where you got them? That's dope. That's dope.
No, man, it's gonna happen. Like people are gonna be looking for this shit sooner or later.
100%.
It's gonna be on the shelf.
So, what got you into combat sports? Have you trained combat sports or anything like that, or are you just a really big fan?
Well, two things. I am a big fan for sure, but I'm as casual comes. Like, because truly, it's like the top of the card. Like, for example, in UFC. I'm gonna be in Vegas the end of this month, but unfortunately, I think the news had broken that Conor might possibly pull out of the fight. But primarily, it's like whoever's at the top of the card, I'll go and I'll support. But I have trained jiu-jitsu, but I absolutely suck. I get my ass whipped in there, and I have a football background, so for whatever reason, I can't figure out the flow of jiu-jitsu. And I've done boxing, I've done kickboxing, but for whatever reason, I'm not well versed in it. But I absolutely love the fight game because of whether it been my fandom of Dragon Ball Z and loving all kinds of different mixed martial arts. I've just been a big fan of that kind of like the fight sport. I've loved it. But personally, I've trained a bunch of different things. I just don't want to say the coordination, but maybe it's just the years of compound interest of working through it because I've been very inconsistent with it. But I've been a fan for the longest, and I've trained just a little bit to answer the question.
Nice. And this is just Sorry, Crazy. I know you got questions.
No, you're all good.
Last one, just a pretty simple one. And you might have answered it earlier, but I'm not 100%. Like, you got a favorite Street Beefs fighter or a favorite Scrapyard fighter?
A favorite Street Beefs fighter across the board, probably Fair Play would be number one, and then Solo would be number two, and then Maliko Goon would be number three because I really liked his the knockout that he had. But definitely Fair Play would be number one because I just think there's a character that's there. Solo used to be my number one, but the only reason why Fair Play ended up passing Solo was I went back and I was watching a ton of Fair Play's fight, and just him being the embodiment of the Street Fighter character Dudley kind of says, you know what? I love the creativity. I got to give him that number one. But Solo just seems like he reminds me of if you guys were fans of wrestling, like back in the day in ECW, he reminds me of Sandman. He just shows up. Yeah. Maybe he looks like a guy you want to have a beer with, maybe go get a drink with. He just steps into the scrapyard and he just whips somebody's ass. Like, he just seems like a very cool dude. So it's definitely Fair Play number one, Solo number two.
Sir, Solo is definitely a character. He shows up to all our events, whether he's fighting or not. Super cool dude. But that's awesome, man. Hey, appreciate answering my questions. I'm sure Crazy, you got a few too.
Yeah, I got a couple of questions. First, I'll start off. Big fan, like one of the biggest fans, like in this like group of people. Like I've been binge watching your videos for at least a year or so. Like especially the
that's love. I appreciate that.
Especially the epic fighting champion. Like especially those videos. Like they're funny as fuck.
Yeah, those guys are crazy out in Russia. I don't know what they got going. I had no clue how I came across their videos. I think somebody sent me the where that big guy was fighting against two girls. Like, it was crazy. Yeah. I don't know what it was, but those guys are crazy. I've been trying to get in contact with them for the longest. I don't know if I might need a translator or something, but Epic Fighting Championship, those dudes are wild.
Yep. That was actually one of my questions, like how you came across it, but you just answered that for sure. But on those videos, do you have a favorite fight like on that like organization?
Oh, it's got to be when they had like the female who fought against the two guys. Like, it was the old dude, and I believe it was his grandson. That easily was the number one fight I ever saw from that promotion. And I think it was the first one that I saw from them, because the fact that you have all of these wacky fights, like I think they had like a little person take on somebody else and the little person won. Then they had an old guy, like I think I called him like Old Mech in the Face statue, because he really does look like those statues out in Mexico. That guy was fighting against somebody else. A dude who pumps oil into his arms was fighting somebody. Like, it's so wacky, but I think I would have to say when they had the big woman fight against the old guy and his grandson was easily my favorite fight from Epic Fighting Championship.
Okay. So you said that your favorite Street Beef fighters was Solo, Fair Play, and Malik. Like, have you seen any of my videos at all?
Oh, good Lord. I might have come across one, because I don't know if I had you in the commentary. I probably come across your video at one point, but then off of top of my head, I probably wouldn't be able to recognize it. But if you were to send me individual videos of the fights that you had, I'll probably be able to point out one that I had saw.
Like, I'm over here like doing weird ass shit. Like, I'm one of the first Street Beef fighters to actually like start wearing like random ass shit in my fights. Like, there was Fair Play for sure. He started it first, but like I was one who's like wearing weird ass shit. Like, I'm wearing onesies, I'm wearing dresses.
You wore a maid outfit.
Wait a minute, hold on. I might have seen, if you wore a maid outfit, I might have seen. I might have to see the video again, because now it's coming back to me. I think I might have seen your work. I might have seen your work, brother.
Yep, he wore. That was it. He wears a lot of he's a character.
Like, I'm over having fun with this shit.
The unicorn onesie started it all, though. The unicorn onesie.
Unicorn onesie is crazy. Because I just think immediately towards Pokemon. You got to spike somebody with the horde. Like, there's no way that you don't do it. You got to. Right, you got to headbutt somebody, attack somebody with the suit, do something. Now, maybe it might be against the rule, because I don't think at the scrapyard like just anything goes. I think there has to be some sort of rules. Like,
of course. But you gotta hope.
Right.
You never know. Something might happen. Something might slip.
Right.
Taking a penalty for headbutt.
Because I've seen some crazy promotions on YouTube where people are just like, I think there's one channel where those guys, it might just be like the Coliseum, where if somebody dies out there, the referees don't care. I think it was what was the name of their promotion? I think it was King of the Streets. Those guys was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Because at least you guys have some rules. Those guys, I don't know. Somebody might just pull out the strap. I don't know what's going on with them, but it's wild. I don't know what they got going on. That's why I'm like, you know what? Let me stay away from them. I'll rock out with Street Beefs because I think somebody's gonna die over there.
I'm pretty sure a couple people did die on that organization.
Yeah, but maybe because I was talking about it earlier today where I remember I saw a video where a guy was like a downed opponent and he got kicked square in the face. I'm like, all right, I understand we're trying to create the mystique of, or maybe even the reality of like the Coliseum situation, but these guys got families. Like, come on now. Like, we got to have some sort of parameters here. Somebody got to make it home to go see their family.
I know that so with King of the Streets, I know that eye gouging is legal, but if you win by eye gouging, like you don't get your full, like they pay people there too. So you don't get like your full purse or whatever. So
okay.
Brutal, like, yeah, man.
So you get to say you got someone's eye out.
You gotta say, yeah, right?
Yeah, you don't get paid enough, but you get to say, like,
yeah,
hey,
like
gouge that nigga's eye out, like,
right. Like I love the fact that they have the legitimate, like, you fight to the death kind of situation, but then it gets to a point where it gets so gory. You're like, all right, I know you beat the guy, but do you have to like kill him? Like, what are we doing here? Like, it's a kumite over there. It's wild. Like, you can beat somebody definitively without trying to legitimately send them to the ICU.
Yeah.
Remember early day UFC? Groin shots were legal there.
Oh my God. I forget what the guy's first name was, but it was Goodrich. And he elbowed somebody in like Gary Goodrich. Oh my God. He elbowed somebody in a crucifix kind of situation. Like, it was brutal. It was wild. I don't know what they were thinking in early UFC, but they were wilding, man. Those guys were crazy.
Was he hitting him in the groin?
No, it was in the temple. Like, he had the guy laid out and he had him in I forget I think it would be categorized as a crucifix, and he was just elbowing him profusely across the temple, and that dude was out maybe after like the third elbow. But he probably threw like 8 to 9 more before the official finally came in and broke it up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they banned that move because of that. Just
probably.
Because of that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And
there's one clip of early UFC where a guy was in a position and he just kept hitting him in the balls over and over again. And I don't know if you've ever seen it, but the guy that got hit in the balls was in that movie Austin Powers, and he threw his shoe. Now, look, crazy rabbit hole to go down here, but that guy got arrested for RAPE on Christmas. You got to look up the whole story on this guy. It's crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah, guy fought in the UFC, was in Austin Powers, and then went to prison. I don't know if he's still alive. I think he's
talking about the Asian guy. The Asian guy, right?
Yeah.
Dude, that's wild.
Okay, so I have 2 more questions, and this is a question as a fan. So, on Chiseled Adonis, like, I got done watching you guys your weight loss journey videos, and like, I'm curious on, is he still on this program is he still on the program that you gave him?
Well, the thing was, the first few months I had him working a program, and then I took a step back and I said, hey, you're on your own now. You got to do your own thing. So he's still actively working out. I don't know what his current weight is because I took a step back, but he still has been going down in the basement, a little bit of boxing, because I didn't have him do too much because I know it could have been a bit overwhelming. So I just told him, like, hey, watch these videos, implement this kind of training. So he's still actively working, but I spoke with him this morning actually, and he said like this summer he's kind of going to go off the grid and just prioritize just exercising finding himself. So he's still actively working out. So he's doing good. He's doing good. But a little update, because for those who had no clue, like he finished his college degree, got his diploma, got himself out of debt. He's doing all right. He's doing good.
Okay. That's good to hear. So what advice would you give people that are currently struggling with weight loss?
It's the 3 C's. You got to commit to the commitment of consistency. It's an everyday situation, because we live in a current day and age where it's a bunch of instant gratification. Everybody's in a situation where they think it's going to happen overnight. That's not the reality of the situation. You have to take it a day at a time. So you start small and you build and compound on top of that. So if you're struggling with weight, you can slow down and decrease the portions of food that you'll eat, increase the hydration of water that you intake, and you just make sure that you prioritize movement. Because I think it's 5 things when it comes to weight loss. You have to make sure you're weightlifting appropriately. You make sure you get enough rest, because sleep is incredibly important. Movement outside of just the workouts that you do. Your form when you're exercising as well. That's very, very important. And then, of course, diet. Those are the 5 things that you have to really take into account when you're trying to actively weight loss. And understand that it's going to take time. You can't just, I worked out today, look at the scale and think you're going to drop 5 pounds. It doesn't work like that. It takes time. So you just have to have an idea in your mind and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go quarterly. Look at it from a 3-month perspective. What did you do in January? Great. Revisit back in April. Then go ahead, revisit back in July. Go and revisit back in October, and then you start to move like that. Because if you go day by day, you're going to get discouraged, because the weight always fluctuates. And as we all know, as you're dropping weight and you're burning fat, there's going to come a point in which you're building muscle. So you'll reach like a plateau where the scale doesn't change. The number on the scale doesn't dictate how fit you just so happens to be. Once you make it to that point to where fat, muscle, you're kind of like transferring. So you just have to stay consistent. Take it one day at a time, but remember why it is that you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing, and understand that you're further at where you are now than you were when you started. So it's just a never-ending journey.
That's great advice.
Good advice. Yeah.
It's really good advice. Okay. And one more question is, when did you first start your weight training journey?
Oh, I started when I was in high school. I was 14 years old. I started playing football. I was incredibly scrawny. I was like skin and bones when I had first started. And when I started getting in shape, that's when I actually got the name Chiseled, because I went through my freshman year of high school. I made it to my sophomore year, and I'll never forget my coach, Marinello. His name was Coach Marinello. He told me, like, oh, you got real chiseled over the summer. And all I did was just a vast amount of push-ups for about like 8 years through high school and college. I did 300 push-ups per day, 200 sit-ups, 300 push-ups, 200 squats, 100 sit-ups every single day. And whether it was raining outside, whether it was snowing outside, sunny, if I felt good, if I didn't feel good, I had to make sure I got those 300 push-ups, 200 squats, 100 sit-ups every single day. So it started when I was 14, and I've been working out ever since. And now I'll be 30 at the end of this month. So it's been about 16 years, and I've never slowed down.
Man, congratulations. Okay. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, for sure. That's just about all the questions I had for you. Just for sure, keep a lookout for my videos. I'm sure Steve's gonna send you some of them. Like
I definitely will send some videos of all you guys.
Like, I'll be having fun out there, you know. I gotta hit that top 5.
Oh yeah, for sure.
As a fan, I'm trying to be your top 5 fighters.
He just fought last weekend.
Forget that fight, Steve. That fight's not
just
funny.
Last weekend.
That fight's not funny.
It's not funny, but it's an epic fight. It's a good fight.
It's an epic fight, but it's not a funny fight. I'm trying to.
You want to show your funny
in a
fight.
fucking costume, you know?
Okay. Like, you want funny costumes. Got it.
I want to be roasted.
Yes.
At the same time.
Chisel, I had a question.
Send me those fights.
Yeah.
You know, you had brought something up about being in football. I'm a football coach, and then you also brought up the push-up thing. I stress push-ups a lot with my players. I'm a football coach. I coach high school football. I do it a lot with the guys that I try to give advice in boxing. lots of push up, lots of back dips, lots of squatting. I'm more of a natural type of guy. Where did you go with football? If you don't mind me asking, did you go further in football?
Yeah, I went from high school. I played in Division III in college. I played wide receiver because when I was in high school, I played like I think everybody in high school to a certain degree is all over the field. So I was slot receiver, wide receiver, played some safety, kick returner, punt returner, linebacker. I was all over the place. But when I went to college, I was only playing wide receiver. And I went from JUCO. The plan was to go from JUCO, get a scholarship, go D1, and then ultimately see if you could make it to the NFL. But the school that I went to, Alfred State, with my first year going JUCO, the very next year we ended up transitioning from JUCO to D3. So I'm like, okay, and this is back before the transfer portal. This is like early 2010s. So transfer. So I said, all right, my first year, I don't have enough tape yet. So I'll play, my second year Division III, see where that goes. But it got to a point where my production on the field wasn't where I wanted it to be. And I recognized I got 2 more years of eligibility. If I transfer, I have to sit out 1 more year. Do I want to do that? My scholarship at that point was pretty much done. Do I want to take out more loans? That's a situation. I'm like, oh, looks like I got to figure out something else in my life. But the furthest that I made it was Division III in college.
Right. Nice. And then do you have anything like any type of advice for like youth or kids that are pursuing athletics in general, whether that be fighting or football, or do you have any advice for the youth? Because I know we have a lot of youth watching, or we tend to.
For the youth,
Is it breaking up for me?
the kids will watch some on am I breaking up? Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Okay, is it me or is it y'all?
Hold on, wait a minute.
No, I think that's him. His
think it's
probably
Chiseled.
Might be breaking up.
Okay. I
driving
can
in
never tell.
in-
Sometimes
Might
be
be a
my
bad
computer. I'm
area.
just like, fuck, it's fucking up.
Oh,
They're lagging like you got that Walmart connection.
am I good now, or is it still breaking up? Oh boy! Hold on, wait a minute. 'Cause I got to connect it to my Wi-Fi. Hold on,
Get
wait a
away
minute.
from Walmart.
Yeah, it should be
Yeah, you good.
You're
right.
better now. That's
I'm good now.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, you good.
Okay, I'm better now. Yeah, I think it was because I had to. Yeah, I got turned into like a back road. But all right. But for the youth, I would definitely say you have to understand that everything takes time. Ultimately, you may not be where you want to be today. You can't get there in a month. Make sure you stay first. When the coach the different sort of steps and things that you have to do, they have to trust the coaches because the coaches have been in your shoes before. So listen to what it is that they're instructing you to do. Apply it into your everyday practice or whatever the case may be. Study yourself. Be open to constructive criticism. Every time that a coach does tell you, hey, maybe you're doing something wrong, maybe you could do this better, it's not to, frown upon what it is that you're doing or maybe knock you down from your confidence. It's to correct you so that you're better tomorrow, because you don't become a success overnight. It takes time. So for the youth, I would tell them to the same sort of message that I would send to the people going on their fitness journey. Commit to the commitment of consistency. Stay as consistent as you possibly can, but understand that everything takes time. And you just got to go 1 rep at a time, 1 set at a time, 1 day at a time. And then ultimately you'll get to where it is that you want to go. Because all of the youth's favorite professionals, whether it be boxing, whether it be MMA, whether it be football, whether it be basketball, who you see at their peak isn't who they were when they first started. So you've got to understand LeBron James wasn't LeBron James at now age 39 when he was 14. He had to become that. He had to work his way towards that. Michael Jordan constantly had a quote where he said, hey, I've missed 1,000 shots. I've missed 10,000 shots. All of these different things. Tom Brady, his story, he was drafted in the 6th round. So a ton of the most successful athletes all time all failed. but bronze medal at the Olympics. So understand that it's not going to be a success straight out the gate. So you must stay consistent and work your way towards becoming that success.
Nice, nice, and I'm glad you said that because we
Nicely
have
said.
a lot of young fighters in our community, whether that's in Virginia, West Coast, or even the Scrapyard. Specifically, us. I know when we talk about the young guys, sometimes they can feel a little discouraged about continuing or getting back in the ring, or even hearing the noise around them. Sometimes can kind of push them out of wanting to continue. So I'm really glad you brought that up and you said those things. That was really, really important. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I know exactly what that's like. Because even when I was a kid and I was playing football and I was coming up, I couldn't understand why I didn't see progress at the speed that I wanted it to be. Because I was a guy where in practice I would give it my all. And then I would go home and I'm in the basement working on technique. I'm in my backyard working on technique. And then game day comes and I would make a mistake. And I'm like, wait a minute, this makes no sense. I spent hours upon hours working on this. How am I still messing up? And it wasn't until I got into college and then ultimately deep into my adulthood making content that I really was able to set in stone in my mind, like, yo, this is a long game. Like, it's not, it doesn't come fast to everybody. Everybody learns at a different speed. And although I may get discouraged, I got to make sure I keep my mind on track of, hey, listen, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And too often do people end up, they're like, oh man, it's not going to happen at the speed that I want it to be. But it's never going to be like that. Like sometimes if you're in, let's say if you have 10 fights, sometimes you won't get it together until fight number 8. But despite the fact, if I told you ahead of time that you're finally going to figure it out at fight number 8, you'll go through fight number 1 through 7 with a breeze. Even if you lose, you're like, hey, well, all I got to do is make it to fight number 8 and I'm going to figure it out. But if you knew that ahead of time, you're not going to take 1 through 7 seriously and actually learn from it. But if you go through 1 through 7, you go through those peaks and valleys. By the time you make it to 8 and you figure it out, you're going to appreciate those L's. You're going to appreciate that adversity because nobody who's ever succeeded has never failed. That just doesn't happen. So you got to be able to, be willing to stick the course.
Right. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. What a pleasure.
Yeah, that's good words. That's good words. Because I tell my kids consistently like that. Consistency is key. So I like it 3 C's. Nice.
Yeah. Too many.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Too many people want things today, here and now. They don't want to put the hard work in. But what they don't realize is that the results, like you mentioned earlier, all the icons you see, they put all that work in ahead of time, and they're at the place they are because of the work that they put in.
100%. Because if you look at some of the best fighters, they've all gone through adversity. Like nobody's had a path that's just been peaches and cream. Like most of the guys who are at the top, they've gone through some crazy amounts of trauma. And if you wanted to trade places with them and go through everything that they went through, you'd probably say, oh no, I'm good. You just want all of the glitz and glamour and the glory of everything, but you don't want what they actually had to go through to make it to that point. So the moment that sets into your brain, you're like, oh, wait a minute, hold on. I'm going through some of the same stuff that they were going through, or maybe my situation's worse, or maybe their situation's worse. But that doesn't mean that the grass can't be greener when I finally make it all the way through.
Right on. Right on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Man, we appreciate you so much for coming on our podcast. Damn, yeah. You guys got anything else for our guests?
No, man, I appreciate meeting you, man. I appreciate the content. Keep up the great work. Appreciate your wisdom, man. You just dropped some knowledge on everybody here and everybody listening. And yeah, keep up the good work, man. Keep doing your thing. Check out my fights too, Viking Warrior.
Absolutely, brother. Hey, I appreciate you, brother. I'll definitely check you out.
I gotta say, as a fan, like it's for sure surreal. Like just the fact that I'm talking to you right now. Like I never thought. Like when I first saw your videos, I never thought like today I'll be talking to you right now. Like it's crazy thinking about it.
Yeah.
For sure it's nice meeting you, and for sure nice meeting your question. Nice interviewing you and asking you questions and shit. And for sure hope to see one of my videos out there on one of your channels. on one of your channel. God damn, I can't talk.
Yeah, and
Absolutely. Hey, absolutely.
And I'd like to say, man, I know you mentioned possibly coming out. We would again love to extend the invitation and see you at the yard one day, and just reach out to any of us, and I'm guaranteed we would do absolutely anything to help you get up here, bro.
For sure, yeah. And
Absolutely. Because you guys mentioned that it's on the 20th, 21st of July.
20th, yeah, the big one, yeah.
The 20th. Okay, so that'd be what in the third week of July Maybe if I have some availability, I'll definitely fly out to Washington for sure. I'll definitely come out there and be able to take that in with, because for one, it was the 4th anniversary for you guys.
Yes, sir.
4th year. Yeah.
So, like, come on, listen, that's consistency at its core. So if I have an opportunity, if I have some availability to be there for that milestone, I'll definitely come out there, because you guys have supported me. So it's only right that I could pay it forward and support you guys as well.
That would be absolutely awesome,
so
man.
cool to get him on he could be the person filming our live feed. It would be really cool.
Oh shit. That would be insane.
The voice behind the live feed.
Oh
yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah, for sure. If I'll definitely look into the calendar for sure, and if I do have that availability, I'll definitely come out there for sure. Because I think what's that, on a Saturday?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I probably should be able to. So if that date is available for me, I'll definitely come out to Washington. We'll talk behind the scenes with you guys, and then figure out, what time, whatever the case may be. We'll get everything set up, and I'll come out there, man.
Right.
Sure. Yeah, man.
Good.
We're in contact on Instagram, so you know what? Anything you need, just message me, and we'll figure it out. Okay.
Absolutely. Sounds good, man. Thank you guys so much for having me on. This has been amazing. I appreciate you guys even supporting the content for as long as you guys have, man. I appreciate you.
We appreciate you as well, man. Blessings.
Have a great night, man. All right.
He's a cool dude, man.
That was great. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Cool dude. Very, very wise. Good to hear some of his take on, how he goes about training, the advice he gave to the young people, which kind of transcends to some of our fighters who we've talked about time and time. Like, there's guys in our yard that are young that might not see the growth like they want to, and have doubted themselves. I think that was a great thing, and I hope they're watching. And if they haven't watched, maybe we can share this with them and reach out to them and say, hey, you need to watch this episode, because that was some great stuff.
That really was. He spoke some wisdom, man. I appreciated it. I was definitely tuned in.
Yeah. Right on.
Well,
where we are?
What we got next?
We were kind of in the middle of we were going to talk about the event from last weekend, or whatever. The freaking 25th. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, that would.
I think in category number 1, just talking about the event, talking about what's up and coming, what's happening with an invasion that's happening. It's all in one lump sum. So let's have at it, because I think
I'll give a recap of the event, and I know that we're going to talk about a couple of the title fights later on, which we'll get to that. But for now, let's just say this. The May 25th event was the biggest event we have ever had. And not only was it the biggest event, but it was also very successful. We had everybody come together. We had a security staff. We had medical was just on point, training new people. The referees did a great job. People were readily available to handle the live feed and anything else that we needed. So the whole community of the Scrapyard came together, and we ultimately made one of the most memorable events that we have ever had. And I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of, what we've created and what we've come to this point. And I'll go over a couple things. So we had 2 title fights, I believe. We had 2 female fights. We had a special guest. So Mr. Number 40, the Rain Man himself, Sean Kemp. He made an appearance out there and watched a bunch of the fights. And thanks to Pishoto, getting him out there and
shout out Pishoto, baby.
His hands were so big. Like, goddamn.
He's huge.
He shook my hand. And I
He's
was
a
like, "What the
tall
fuck?
guy, man.
What the fuck is grabbing me right now?" Like he shook my
It was
arm. It
dope.
wasn't in my hand.
It was dope to
Like,
meet him. He was a good person. He
Yeah,
was
and
cool.
you know what?
Good energy.
He did want me to give you guys a message on tonight because I reached out to him and I asked him. I says, "Hey, would you ever consider being a guest on one of our shows?" And you know, we're gonna put that in the bank. And he says yes, but he wanted me to tell you guys that are on the show, specifically Crazy Legs and Viking. He was saying that, man, if he ever needed to come out and support or watch, you know, he said that it was so awesome to see two of the fighters on the show giving it what they gave. And he was like, that was really cool to see you fight Batman and you fight King Kai. He thought that was some really amazing stuff. And now he's going to be watching all of what we do. He's so into it. He's sharing what we're doing with his friends and his community. I think it's so awesome. But he did want me to let you guys know on this show, because he wasn't going to be able to be on this show, that he thanks you guys and he thanks Firechicken. And yeah, man, I think it was yeah. He was in the next. It was really got to find somebody. He's gonna find somebody to put on the number 40 Sonic uniform to fight one day.
Oh, that shouldn't be a problem, honestly. Like, I'm sure just
that's not an issue.
They gotta represent them. They gotta win.
They gotta win.
Yeah,
it's got to go on somebody that we know is like a. Yeah.
he told me to tell Lights Out specifically. He said Lights Out looked over. He said, "That was for you, Sean."
For real. That shit was funny.
You know, one of my favorite points of the whole thing was like the first time I saw him stand on the sideline, I was like, "I see you, Sean." He's like, "I see you, Firechicken." I was like,
and he looks like he's sleeping almost while he's standing there.
Just chilling.
Just chilling.
Just
it
chilling.
looked like he had a great time. He really did.
He really did. He loved the community. He does want to continue to participate and being around us. He thought that the atmosphere was just an awesome atmosphere. He didn't get the whole like flood of fans. Everybody respected that who he was and what he brought to the table. He was just amazed by it. And so, yeah, I thank Pichotto, the management guys, for making that contact, bringing him to the table, allowing us to build a relationship with him. He wants to go further with what we're doing, sponsor some of our guys, sponsor some of our events coming up. He wants us to come in and we'll leave this for later, but we'll be able to do some things under his dispensary where he wants us to come in and visit, whether that be a promo for Scrapyard events coming up, some of our pro stuff coming up, some of the avenues that are you guys are getting involved in. And I did specifically with Viking Warrior, you're one of the 8 going to the UK, and then with Crazy Legs, I told him that he fights a lot of amateur fights. It would be really cool to get him in the audience to support Crazy Legs and some of the other guys that do that, and he's all on board.
Yeah, I got a fight coming up in July 13th, so let him know on that one.
For sure. I was amazed to see how much interested he was in the fight community. Like I didn't know he was that interested. So cool.
In it. You know, it's all about making connections and you know, making friends and you know, creating opportunities and stuff. Like it's really cool when everybody comes together and works together with a positive attitude and you know, trying to build everybody up. And that's ultimately what like the creation of the Scrapyard was aimed at, and I really try to keep that like positive and everything. So
and I Firechicken this about Sean. Sean had reached out and said to me personally on a phone conversation, he said that, you know, Gary Payton is a good friend of his and that he's now watching Scraptalk. He's now watching Scrapyard and Street Beefs. And so I was like,
I had it's so weird because I had these guys' cards when I was growing up, you know, like but yeah, I really love I love the fact that they can come out to the Scrapyard and people aren't treating them like they're a celebrity. You know, they're treating them like they're just normal people, and they can come out, hang out, enjoy some fights, and have a great time. And that's, I
And
really do love that.
And Firechicken, I wanted to tell you too that he did tell me that when I asked him after you told me to talk to him about reaching out to Shaquille O'Neal, he said he's going to do that for us. He said it would be funny to see the two of them in the ring and not fight, but maybe hit a punching bag. And I thought that was really cool.
Or just a face off would be epic.
They're just big guys, and I would love to see how far they can hit a heavy bag.
Oh, geez. I got extra heavy bags, so they can destroy one of them.
There you go.
Oh,
but yeah, that was cool. So the event was really a good event overall. I thought so as well. I mean, just to talk a little bit about your guys' fight, since we have you on here, I wanted to bring that up. Crazy Legs. How was your fight? What do you think about that contest you had with King Kai?
My fight was good. Like, it kind of went the way I kind of assumed it would go, because like I said, like me and King Kai have been talking about fighting for at least a couple of months now, and within those months I kind of like already had a game plan going in the fight, and I was just like, just rip his leg out, just to destroy his leg, because I knew he wasn't going to check any of them. If anything, he wasn't going to check it at all. So like my game plan was just to overwhelm him with my boxing and get the leg kicks at any opportunity I could. And like, as you guys saw, that's what happened. And it was kind of like a done deal.
And you executed your plan. And then Viking V-Dub took a little bit of
Viking checked every kick
from your page and using the kicks and walking around with
I use
feel now.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, man, I just wanted to execute my game plan. That was just to eat his fucking kicks and to come in and hit the body and work my way up. And at the end of the day, I did that. I should have shot more shots to the head. You know what I'm saying? I should have shot that straight to the head a lot more. But at the end of the day, man, it worked out, and I got the dub. And his leg is fucked up worse than mine. So I'm not upset at all.
Two of the most exciting, two of some of the most exciting fights we had, and we had a lot of them that day, right? Firechicken? Like, that was awesome, bro.
But you guys don't even understand. Like, I know that the editing gets done and it gets put out there, which is great. But a couple hours per video. When you have over 30 fights, then that means that you're editing more than a fight every day on a lot of occasions. Plus, there's the fact that I'm putting out the shorts content and the compilation stuff and the lives. It's a lot, but I think ideally 30 fights a month is perfect, because then it's right to the next event. It's about 30 days. But
so you're gonna cap it at 30?
I don't know if I'm gonna cap it.
I think it depends it also depends on the conditions, because the weather could. I mean, we had good weather, but
winter time definitely. Because definitely winter. Summer, we obviously have more summer hours, and we can go longer. To put it into perspective, last event, that was a 12-hour day for me. I got up, I started setting things up. People started showing up to help out, and we didn't really tear down and get stuff done. I remember it was like close to 7, 8 o'clock. And we're like, I'm not going to these fights that I planned on going to, just because like on fight day, it's so unfeasible to think that I'm going to go to do something after that requires me to do anything but sit in one place.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, like, I was like, everything had just kind of settled, when you're in the ring for 30 something rounds, 30 something fights going around in circles. I know I'm not throwing punches and kicks, but damn, like, I'm in there with everybody.
Put a lot of steps in.
It's a lot of steps. Like my Pokemon got a lot of candies that day, but it's when everything's said and done, it's like, I didn't really do like a hard workout, but I did a long workout, and my muscles are sore. I sit down, I feel like just kind of relaxing, and then Sunday is all that day's shot. That's me putting everything I got on my computer, me moving things around, deleting files, making new intros, and starting on that first fight, because I got to have that one out by the Monday,
Yeah.
So there's schedule, there's all sorts of stuff that goes along with it, and it's I'm not saying I don't love it. I 100% love it, or else I wouldn't do it. And that's the
Yeah.
thing, is that if you're doing something every day and you love it, it doesn't feel like it's real work. It's a passion,
But that's
you know.
what it is for you. I've noticed that in the past few years, it's become your job and your full-time job. And I don't know if people really realize how much it does have to. You have to be involved in it. I know the Gulag just mentioned that with the number of fights that potentially can happen, if this thing's continue to grow, would you consider doing a couple events per month instead of one per month? Is that something you've ever thought of?
One thing that I have considered was doing special events in between the full events, and whether it's to accommodate a special guest, maybe we want to have kind of more of a private showing, and get, say, 5 fights together, or maybe we want to do something. And I don't know if I want to speak on it yet, because, I'm not one to really talk about what's going on behind the scenes with plans, because I like to make surprises. But there are a couple different things that I'm working on getting going. In fact, I don't think I've talked to you guys really about it yet, but it's something that has never been done in Street Beefs or any backyard fight organization for that matter. But it could be something potentially that could bring a new audience over to what we're doing. And it's really interesting.
Adding
So,
weapons,
what's
items.
up?
Adding weapons, items, like Mario type
That's
shit.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
No,
drop them.
I'm just kidding. No,
Throw a
it's
damn
not.
chair in the cage.
It's not.
I know in the interview that Fight Team 206 did with the Sean Kemp, and he was talking about specifically going overseas, that this thing is starting to become like endless possibilities. And so I think it's great to have some things that you're thinking on without sharing, right? We don't want to give it all away. But I think there is endless possibilities to what we're doing. So it's pretty cool. And now we're going to move on to some more pieces of this. Do you guys have any fights? Firechicken, we'll let you go first because you were going to talk about the title fights. But after he does that, do we have any fights that we all kind of loved and that we really were excited about or that we saw? Go ahead, Firechicken, on those title fights, though. I think you were going to.
I mean, okay, look, so with so many fights that we had that day, there's honestly some that I don't even remember because I was so just focused on the event. But the ones that really stuck out to me, the female fight with Moneybag Yaya, that one was just crazy. I gotta say, the 2 title fights between Viking and Batman, and then Crazy and King Kai, those were really good fights. I mean, we had just so much different stuff at that event.
Yeah.
We had some extreme lightweights that were 98 to 110 pounds. And then we had some extreme heavyweights that were 360 to 440 pounds. And I just feel like, we're always open for letting people be themselves and try what kind of matches they want. And I think it adds, one thing I'll say about the Scrapyard is, we have a lot of personality. When you watch our videos, video to video, it's just like you don't know what you're going to see on the next one. It's characters, it's the type of fights, it's who shows up, it's just so much,
Right.
And so really though, we had some great fights.
Hey, Daniel, after all that, they're done speaking, set up the Viking Warrior of the Month. Got you.
Well, let's let you go last since you have that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You have a fight that stood out to you that was really exciting to watch?
See, this is a hard question for me because y'all know what I be doing at the yard. I'm there, but I'm not actually there. I'm just my body's there.
But dude, you always have the best seat in the stands, though. You're always
watching. So I be up there, but I'm not actually there. My body's just there, I just be fucking high speed. Yeah, his fight was cool.
Oh,
yeah.
It was a pretty nasty knockout. You already know those are always the best.
Shout out High Speed, man. That was a good fight.
Yeah. Shout out to High Speed. It's always nice to see him. It's nice to see him just come and travel and still fight in the yard because I believe a while back he said he was done, but as you see, he's willing to travel and come back every once in a while to get those few matches in, and that's pretty cool.
I got to point out, not to cut you off too much, but
you're good, you're good.
I want to point something out that there's been some development between High Speed and another one of our fighters that would be a rematch.
Flex.
Yeah, not Flex.
No,
that
High
fight.
Speed and Cerro are
Yeah,
talking
Cerro.
about a rematch.
That's a good, that'd be a good one. But I want to see High Speed and Flex.
Yeah, I do too. I wanted that fight to happen at
High
the
Speed
event.
caught him at Cheeto Head. He caught him. What he call him? Yeah, he said.
I tried to set
whatever. But
I
at the
tried
end
to
of the
set
day,
that fight up.
yeah.
Shout out Joshua Stories. Shout out Joshua Stories.
I love our boy Flex, but I always like to see I like Flex in a position to fight somebody better than the guys, or always fight somebody that that's going to help your game and help you advance, and maybe even your recognition in the yard, because I think he struggles sometimes with getting the recognition that he wants and deserves. Fight that guy, and I think that is an awesome fight. Viking Warrior, you brought it up.
And that's a good one for High Speed too, to do the same thing, because we got High Speed to fight up, a couple times, but mainly Fair Play. That was a big one up on him, and he took the challenge and did it, So
honestly, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, I honestly think Flex and High Speed is a solid matchup,
Yeah. But I do like that rematch. And I think Sir definitely deserves it. I think he just had an off day that day. You know what I'm saying? He definitely fights better than that. And he showed his toughness. He just didn't show all his skills. And I feel like a rematch would be dope. You know what I'm saying?
I think all the fans want to see that rematch. I've talked to those two brothers. They are kind of at some controversy.
Yeah, they still don't like each other. They're like, fuck
out there.
Yeah, they hype up the real beef in it, and at the end of the day, though, they're true sportsmen. I think that they're going to be of what we do in the yard: shake hands, walk away, let it go. But they're going to do it, and I talked to them, and we're going to stay tuned, because they're going to be on an interview with us.
Yeah.
Firechicken, we're gonna get them on, and they're gonna talk. We're gonna tell a face-to-face interview with those two, and that's gonna be awesome. So be looking out for that to come. Now let's get to the Viking Warrior fight of the month. I want to see this.
Yeah,
let's get it. Let's go. So this was a really dope anticipated fight too. 9 Ether being he fought on the West Coast, and Karate Gandalf is one of Karate Gandalf been in the Scrapyard since the beginning. He always been doing something, and he showed out against 9 Ether. Man, they fought hard, and it went all 3 rounds. And from the first round to the last round, it was a really good fight. They both showed, that they fought through diversity. And my boy 9, ended up getting the win. So I give him Viking Warrior of the Month for pulling out the victory from a very tough fight. And kudos to you, my brother. Keep it up. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's Gandalf needs to start kicking. That's all I know.
And
start with the weird
we don't get to see him as much as we would like, but he's definitely staying grounded and getting better. Maybe not as fast as we thought, because we just don't see him as much in a fight game. But
man,
get better. Yeah,
he definitely showed out, and he did a great job, man. He just ate a couple more, too many straights. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. But he definitely showed out. He threw some great hooks.
Nice.
It's a good ass fight. God, it's one of the fights I got to watch.
Being shout out
9 Ether being. Thanks for coming to the yard, bro.
We always
you think it 9 Ether being. We'll talk about actually going.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. We got something up in July, right? Or is it this month? I think it's this month.
Skipping months.
No, I don't want to overshadow this month. We do have an event on the 22nd. We got signups. They're live in the Facebook group. I'm noticing the pattern with this sign up is it's a lot of brand new fighters, which is great because it brings new talent to the yard. Okay. Gives people an opportunity to, create themselves and put themselves out there and more competition for you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a new up and comer dude. I forgot his name. The little dude, the little juggernaut dude. I call him Juggernaut. He the little gangster. He knocked the dude out. He got 2 knockouts. He's 2-0 with 2 knockouts.
Obi.
Huh? Yeah, Obi. I like him. He looks like
he's awesome.
he's just hella chill, but he just when he in there, he turn a gangster on, and he just come at you trying to hit you with the whoopsie wop, long, just trying to knock you out.
Haymaker.
I love it. But I love watching his videos because you see the gangster, but when you meet him in the yard, like this dude looks like the sweetest little boy. Like he's just, just a calm mannered, good mannered, respectful young man. And when you see his video though, I'm like, holy shit, that's the dude I just met. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
he's got violent intent in those shots.
Yo, he has it in his mind. He definitely has a killer mentality. I like that shit. He know how to. He got that switch. He knows how to switch it on.
Does it remind you, since you were really close to our rest in peace brother Jay Gatto, does it remind you of him getting in the ring and just turning it on?
Yeah, being able to switch it out. That's a similar person. Yeah, definitely.
The cage closes and now it's a different beast.
Yes, for sure. R.I.P. Jay Gatto, baby. We love you, bro.
Always.
Long live.
Steve,
forever.
You said you didn't want to overshadow the next month, but you did mention that you were wanting to talk about it, though. You wanted to tell a little bit about some of those matches that are pre-made.
Oh, absolutely, Len. Yeah, I just wanted to put it out there that you guys sign up for the June 22nd event. You know what? You could still sign up for the July 20th event too. So, get you some more experience in there.
Sign up.
So, okay. We got the West Coast, a group of the West Coast fighters. Blick is kind of orchestrating this invasion up to the Scrapyard. And there's a number of fighters that are coming up. Now, I have the list of fighters that are interested in fighting, and some of them are matched and some of them aren't. I'm going to say this really quick. If they're not matched yet, it means that I just haven't found the perfect opponent. That doesn't mean that I won't find the perfect opponent. It just means that I'm just making sure I give them the most fair, best matchup I can. Even though it's a different yard coming to the Scrapyard, we still go by levels, and I still don't want anybody getting, an opponent thrown at them that is out of their experience level, because ultimately we want people to have a good experience in our yard. We want people to want to come back.
You want to have good matchups. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We understand.
Good. Yeah, definitely. So first up, we got a rematch, and this is Ronin versus Scorpio. Now, I asked both of them what type of match they wanted, and Scorpio is pretty much like, I'll let Ronin decide. And Ronin surprised me. I figured he would have said MMA, but he actually picked Muay Thai. So we're going to see Ronin versus Scorpio in Muay Thai.
All right.
Okay.
Nice.
Now we got Tarzan.
I thought you were going to say belly wrestling. That could be a new sport, belly wrestling. Wrestle with your belly. You just gotta be tough with your belly. Can't use your arms.
And you gotta squirt them with some
bow, bow. Yeah, be slippery. Oh no, man, that's crazy.
Oh, geez.
I can imagine that's
anniversary.
We need timekeeper. Timekeeper would be the winner for sure. Timekeeper, we gotta do an event like that. That's a good idea.
Hey, Timekeeper got called out recently, so I think it was the guy that goes by Juggernaut, or it was Earthquake. I don't know, but I feel like Timekeeper.
Don't pull that. Yeah. Timekeeper gonna pop out and beat their ass. They're gonna be like, "Come on, motherfucker."
Gentlemen. He trains at the Benavides boxing gym 7 p.m. like daily. Timekeeper's in this game, bro.
Yeah, he's focused, man. Don't fuck with him,
Yeah,
man.
a dude gets trained by Evander Holyfield's former sparring partner, bro.
Oh yeah, he definitely knows his shit.
I think the timekeeper just needs to get in the ring more. That his skills are there, but sometimes when you have your first couple fights, all your training just goes out the window. Like you don't remember nothing. You just get in there and throw punches. You hold your breath. You get tired. Your adrenaline dump. You know, after a few fights, you start to become more clear-headed. You get in there, and it's almost like more of a spar. You know, just with trying to hurt somebody. But
Hey, gentlemen, I know we're talking about the West Coast invasion, but it wouldn't be right if we didn't have a West Coast fighter in here. So let's bring him in.
Let's go.
Blanco, what's up, man?
Hey. What's up, bro?
All right, guys. What's up, man? How's everybody doing?
Good. Welcome to Scraptalk.
Hey,
What's good,
sign
bro?
sign me up for the belly wrestling.
Yeah, right. For real.
Big
We'll
body.
We'll make sure your opponent has a much larger belly.
Holy shit, bro.
Facts.
Yeah, I wear a belly suit.
Have to duck under and over or something. Make some evasive maneuvers.
You got the sumo suit, the sumo costume.
Hey, that might be listen to me, guys. That might be a thing on the anniversary event. We might have some stuff going on the sidelines, outside the cage. That's going to be fun stuff. Sumo suits might be one of them. Just saying.
There you go.
Oh shit, that'd be
There
fun.
we go. I got a joust too, man. Let's do it.
Hey, Len, joust might be part of it too. Maybe some oversized boxing gloves and an inflatable boxing ring. So I don't want to get too much into it. But
all right, let's talk about the
Blanco,
West Coast stuff. We got Blanco on. Let's do it.
We do. And look, I have a couple people in mind, but I haven't picked anybody exactly yet. And I'm just making sure that I get the match that feels good, you know, that the levels matched up good. I talked to who was that told me your level? Can't remember. Somebody gave me, you know, your level, because we have a leveling system at the Scrapyard. It just helps for matchmaking. And so I'm basically just trying to find you the perfect opponent. But you're 100% gonna get an opponent.
All right, let's fucking do it.
Is there anybody that maybe, you know, without calling them out? I don't care. You call them out or whatever. But is there anybody that interests you in the yard?
Fuck. To be honest, guys, I haven't looked at most of the Scrapyard fighters, so I don't really know what's out there. But you know, I try to stay on my grind, stay focused, fighting and shit. And I know you guys are a very legit yard, so I'm very excited to see what y'all got cooking.
How much do you weigh right now?
Do you have a fighting style that you want to do? Come up, or is there
boxing? Right.
I'm a boxer, so I'll do boxing.
165 boxing.
Nice.
Oh,
level 3, right? That's what they put you.
Well, give him Lorena.
Give him who?
Lorena.
That's perfect. Right? If he signs up and he'll do it. That's what I'm talking about.
Back in Washington, and like
that's why I didn't want to make the matchup yet, because I wanted to find somebody that was perfect.
Who?
That's honestly, La Arena.
La Arena. Good suggestion, Crazy Legs.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's a good suggestion.
He's up and coming. He's a young kid. He's learning a lot. He's been trained by some of the guys you see here. Viking Warrior has trained with him and given him a lot of advice. Steve, he's done some stuff with Steve. I mean, the kid's he's up and coming. He's a younger guy. I think he's a level 3, somewhere close there. 19.
Yeah, he's a
decent boxer for sure. Check him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I'll take some time to look at the videos and shit. Fuck yeah, that sounds great, man. Yeah, I'm excited I got an opponent.
Oh yeah, or Turtle. Don't forget about Turtle.
Yeah, Turtle's making comeback.
That's 165.
Compa G signed up too. You know, I don't know. We might be able to make that Compa G versus Turtle. So
Compa's a little heavier than me. He's a weight class above.
Oh, he's a weight class above.
I'm trying to see Turtle versus Sadali if Sadali comes through.
Yeah, we got some other people too. So Turtle, I'm going to keep in mind. I'm going to keep you in mind for matchups too. let me go through really quick. I'm just going to tell you who I got so far. I got Tarzan versus John Eds 33. I got Blick versus Buddy V in MMA. I got Crazy Legs versus Diesel in boxing. I got this one's good. This one's fire.
Shit.
This one's fire right here too. Punches versus Maliko Goon.
Oh my god! Wow.
And then I got El Guanaco, our heavyweight champion, undefeated boxer, versus 619.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, okay.
And then the rest, I've got Island Strong, Samurai Jack, The Showman, Stone Man. I got Mike 100. So those are my ones that I have not yet, plus you guys, I have not yet completely made the matchups for. But it's going to be a good event. And I'm really hoping you guys come up and have a great time.
Those are some fire matchups. I can't wait to see these live, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good ass event.
Hell yeah. You know, I'm always psyched to see Diesel fight. So Diesel versus Crazy Legs, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, should be a good fight for sure. Someone's getting 8 count or getting knocked out for sure.
Oh yeah, that's how we do it, right?
Yeah.
Go in there, fucking trying to hurt each other, and then afterwards we'll give each other hugs.
Yep. We'll party afterwards. We plan on, with the anniversary event, we plan on having an after party. Plan on having fun, and just hanging out. You know, I don't know what you guys are planning as far as, you know, you're coming up, like where you guys are staying or anything like that. I could make suggestions on area, but you know, if you guys were staying in like Tacoma or Gig Harbor, that would be pretty centralized. So if people wanted to like hang out after the after party, you know, throughout the night, that might be something too.
Yeah, what's out there to do, man? We from our understanding, it's in the fucking sticks. We're from out here on the West Coast. There's lights everywhere. What do we do?
We ain't far from Seattle. We can mobile on over there.
You could go to Seattle, but Tacoma, in fact, honestly, like, I'm older, but I think, and from what I've heard, is the nightlife in Tacoma, the bars and stuff that they have out there. There's a lot of really good options, you know.
There's bars, but it's like,
it depends on what you want to do, I guess.
Compared to Seattle, like, because Seattle has more options. Seattle, you can bar crawl and just like go to bar, and like they're all interesting as bars.
Facts. It's not fucking with Seattle. Yeah, Seattle's where it's at.
Yeah.
Tacoma's not fucking with it.
It's like maybe 3 bars. Those 3 bars. You're spending $20 just to see like 7 people
live in
dance.
Seattle. I grew up in Seattle. I would say that when you're talking bars, I would say if you're more into like the club scene type stuff, that's where you're gonna go to Seattle. You know, you're a lot of diversity in Seattle, and you know, maybe you'll find what fits you the most because there's a little bit of everything. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some in low indie bars too in Seattle too. So it's not all just clubs and all whatnot shit in Seattle too. Like there's some little like chill bars you can go to, like indie type bars.
There's like usually a lot of concerts or live performances. We also are big here in like casinos. We have like things going on. There's multiple casinos, so like they got shows going on. A Muckleshoot Casino usually has like a club or something. Things like that going on. I'm not sure about Emerald Queen. I think Emerald Queen has special events, but yeah.
When are you guys coming up though? What do you know what day?
I gotta check the chat. I don't know the exact day, but I think we're all planning on coming up within the week before the event.
Oh,
give us a couple of days to kind of settle.
I would say like if you guys really wanted to, also you guys could come on out to the Scrapyard like the Friday, the day before the fights. Check out the environment, maybe spar some rounds, just kind of hang out. Yeah, for sure. It's gonna
hard in the fight. To answer your question, who takes the W between the branches? It's the fans, man. We're all going out there to prove a fucking point. You know, everybody's gonna get some great fights out of that shit.
If this was a competition thing, that I would just make the fights super stacked, against you guys, but it's not. It's like I've told other people in the past, like if I go and I stack these matchups against people, then they're never going to want to come back. And how's that benefit anybody? It's supposed to be like a welcoming environment. You know it's a fight. You're gonna come out, you guys are gonna fight your asses off, and then you're gonna party afterwards.
Fucking right. Yeah. We're there to punch each other in the face, man. Fuck yeah. I'm juiced though, guys. I've been training really hard. Been focusing a lot on my cardio and my stamina and just my fight intelligence and my foot placement and stuff like that. So I'm excited to show off. You know, I've taken a month off since my last fight, so I'm really excited to show off my progress and my new stuff.
We're excited to see it, bud.
Good to hear.
Awesome.
Yeah. What about you guys? How's training going?
So
good.
I've been training a little bit actually. I actually trained against one of your guys's fighters the other day, Ashraf.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah, he came up and we got probably like, I would say probably close to 10 rounds in. And it's funny because I didn't know he was recording, and I usually record all that stuff just because I like to have footage, but he gave me the footage and I put it out online on my second channel and everything. But that was a fun time. I've been on this little weight loss journey. I started 10 days before our last event, so it would have been May 14th. I was chunky. I was a chunky chicken. I was weighing like, almost 210 pounds, and that's just too high for me. So I just started cutting carbs out, started really paying attention to what I ate. And, in 20 days, so today's my 11th or my 21st day, I'm down to 188 pounds from 210 pounds. And I haven't even really other than just watch what I ate and maybe worked out a couple times, it hasn't really been that bad. So I'm ideally trying to get ready for this. You know what? I would love to be 178. Really, I think because I'm at 188 now and I feel like I still got a little ways to go, but I got a ton of energy. I feel strong. I don't feel like I'm starving myself or anything like that. And then, we do have a segment later, training tips. I'll say mine now, but it's diet and nutrition, what you eat, what you put in your body is super important. It affects how you feel and everything. But I've always really struggled with weight loss. I work out, and I do not lose weight. It's not until I really start paying attention to what I eat. And it seemed like it just started coming off really fast when I did that. Almost the working out thing.
That old adage, man, you can't outwork a bad diet.
Exactly.
Getting serious in the kitchen, that makes all the difference. That's where that six-pack comes in.
Six packs are made in the kitchen, not in the gym. That's what I heard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then the other thing is I got some rounds with former fighter out here, Hollywood, yesterday. He came out. We got 10 rounds in. I went out to Wave Combat Sports out in Tacoma. Shout out to Wave. They open up their doors for fighters to come in and train on Saturdays. And a lot of Scrapyard fighters were out there. We had Flex, Viking Warrior. We had Brick House. We had Crazy Legs. Great time. Professional fighters, amateur fighters. So that's what I've been up to. Sorry to hog the spotlight, but
you're good. You guys showing up and fucking gym busting or what?
No, it's just they train there normally, and I
saw love, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been fucking with them for probably eight and a half years.
Wow.
Or 8 years now. Yeah, so they used to hold open spawn back in the day. It used to be a category 5, but they always had open spawn every Sundays. But now it's changed hands. Now it's every Saturday.
Oh hell yeah. See, that's awesome having an open gym like that available to everyone. It gives you all kinds of different looks from everywhere.
Yeah, for real though, and that's why I liked it. That's why I've been fucking with them so long, because you really get to see what type of fighters do you have in the Pacific Northwest, because it's really some of the best fighters in Pacific Northwest would always go there. You know what I'm saying?
You never know who you're going to be sparring. That's what's crazy is you need to make sure you're on your game, because man, you could be going against a pro fighter, Yeah. But I like that. I like that mystery.
Since I brought it up, I don't actually fight. I'm just a coach and I train guys and help out when I can. One of the things that I was going to bring up about wave combat, and since you're hearing you guys speak about it, I always push guys, and this is one of my training tips: is if you want to be the best, train with the best, spar with the best. You know what I mean? And you're going to end up fighting the best and probably be successful. And I always tell guys that because if you stay mediocre and you fight guys that aren't, or you sparring with guys that aren't really that great, then you're probably gonna plateau, and you don't want that. So always growing and having that growth. That was something that my fight tip was going to be, but that's what I would say, since I don't fight and I don't train as much. I need to, because I'm probably heavier than Firechicken, and now Firechicken, I'm jealous of you because you're at 188 and I'm like 205 or 200.
And like Crazy Legs said the other day, in his fight, he's training with this new place, Karma, and he says, I'm not even the best guy out there. There's monsters. And that's how you gotta, that's how you gotta have your environment. You gotta have people that can beat your ass. You can't be the best. If you're the best, you're wasting your time in that spot, because
you're wasting your time and your money, and you're giving out free lessons. That's what's happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
You should be training in places like, honestly, like if you're in the Pacific Northwest and you're training, you should be fighting with guys like Demetrius Johnson and Mighty Mouse that are training in these gyms and stuff that are just wrapping you up, because there's killers all over this place, America Top Team, there's places all over. So there's no shortage of gyms that will have fighters that'll hand you your ass, and that's how you get better, 100%.
Yeah. Well, going for me, what I've been up to, as Steve's been saying, like I've been training with a Team Cards Karma for a while now. Like they've been teaching me well. Like in this last few months, I've been doing nothing but just working on my boxing, because as you guys know, my kicks and everything's already there. So like I just have to sharpen up my boxing, and with my King Kai fight, like you guys got to see, like my boxing's actually like getting up there a little bit. So like
that's what's
so far.
Yeah, definitely. And I just want to say Diesel will be a good test to that. He's a really
for sure. That's why I'm gonna fight him. Like Diesel's one of the fighters I may want to like test, like at least spar for a while. And like since he's so far, I can't really spar him. So like let's just have a match, and like he'd be a good fight just to test my boxing and just do nothing but boxing, because I know Diesel's not gonna face me kickboxing for sure. But like if I have to box him, I'll box him.
I wouldn't. I'm not gonna.
I wouldn't.
You're Crazy Legs for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. But like but like last 2 months, just been doing nothing but boxing, and like just trying to like keep my hands up always and getting that good flow with my hands, so I can just like rapid fire on people. And like with that, like I'm just trying to probably just going to keep working on my boxing more for the upcoming Diesel fight.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's good.
I was gonna say, since you are doing that, you're always welcome to come spend some days at the Benavides. We get Flex and Guanaco coming in on sparring days, and you're always welcome to come get some tips, pointers from the Benavides team. You know what I mean? So it
really depends like what days it is, because like right now, like I'm either going to open sparring. I'm either already going to open gym already, or I'm getting trained by my coach.
I was going to ask, somebody asked the question in the comments. It was UC, longtime watcher of the Scrapyard. Is Team Karma a gym, or what's their gym name?
Team Karma is an upcoming team that was made. It was because originally I was part of Team Bang Muay Thai, and the main coach there wasn't really fucking with the Bang Muay Thai type of aspect of the whole gym. So he just kind of like he kind of just said fuck it and like made his own gym. And he has a gym in his garage, and it's pretty cool setup.
Independent.
Yeah, he's the independent. Yeah, so we're an independent gym right now.
So the gym is kind of like Team Karma's gym then.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Like we don't have a facility yet. We just have a home gym right now. Gotcha. We have fighters all across the board.
Just know that when I send an invitation out, you're always welcome to bring your coaches.
Yeah, of course.
All of that. There's a ring there. There's one in Tacoma. And same thing with Blanco, your team. When you guys come up, you're coming up early. You guys come by and visit the Benavides boxing gym. You can, we get Coach Brito in there and a couple other guys that train David and Jose, you're welcome to come in and check it out.
That'd be great, man. Fuck yeah. I've done a couple months over at Central where the Benavides brothers started out. So I had some time to kind of get to their roots and shit. So that'd be really good to see where they went to and get the next, chapter of that knowledge. That'd be great, man.
Yeah, and they'll be back in he has a fight in June on the same night as Javante. And so they'll be done with their fight and he'll be back in the gym during July. So, maybe at some point, if you're here, which will be after our event is after that event. So he'll be home. Maybe you'll get a chance to meet with those guys in person.
And also, Len, not to get too much into it, but we are planning something around that time, possibly. I don't know if it'll be exactly around there, but we will get to that when that information is, more concrete.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey guys, I'm fucking juiced, man. I can't wait to watch these videos on you said Turtle and La Aranya, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, kind of size them up, see what I got cooking,
Nice.
Message me and if I have to look through and find videos for you because of the titles, I can do that, but I'll help you guys out with any of that if you need it.
Fuck yeah. Everyone in the chat is really excited and they're all training hard. So we're definitely gonna come to put on a show and hopefully, no bad blood, but we really do want to take home the W for the West Coast.
Competition, that's what drives people to work out and get better. I love it.
Yeah, awesome. Absolutely. All respect, all love. We're all street beefs, right?
For sure.
That's right.
Hell yeah. Well, hey, I'm gonna sign off, guys. I'm gonna fucking have some dinner. It was good chatting.
Thanks for coming on, Blanco.
Later.
Sorry.
B-Dub, where you at, man? Where you at?
I'm at the boxing gym.
Yeah.
My kids is boxing. I always tell you that every Tuesday.
Yeah, a future world champion, huh? Let's get it.
Man, they doing their thing.
Yeah. Hey guys, well I got about a couple of minutes and then I got to get going myself. Okay. So
I think we should probably start signing off now. We're about that time.
Yeah, we're about
to. Last message for everyone.
Yes, sir. Hey, wow. Go ahead. No, I don't got nothing.
You got no
hey, shout out my wife, shout out my family, shout out all you guys, man. I appreciate all y'all hard work, everything y'all do. Hey, appreciate Team Pichardo, appreciate Team Karma, appreciate Team Firechicken, and yeah, man, let's just keep up the good work. Team Bang Bang over here, let's go. I fuck with everybody else, but you know what I'm talking about.
Vikings team, everybody.
Yes. And Bang Bang, because I like the bang.
Yeah. Crazy.
Like I said, shout out to Team Karma. Like, we're a good ass team. I'm pretty sure you guys already checked out the Instagram already. Like, we have a whole bunch of fighters across the board already. Viking had a chance to meet my coach personally and spar with him, and he knows that he's actually a good ass fighter too. Like, I'm trying to get him to come to Yard and actually for Steve to meet him, because like he'll be good. Like, he's not pro yet, but like he's at that level to be pro.
Is that Micah?
No, that's not Micah.
Oh no, who are you saying?
It's Nick. Like, I'll show you a picture.
Okay.
No, I'm not part of Wave. Micah's part of Wave.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay. But no, yeah. But no, like, yeah, it's for sure. Like, we're going places, and just shout out to Team Karma and shout out to my cats because they're lovely. Wake your ass up. Wake your ass up. But yeah, that's it. And you guys for sure will start seeing more of Crazy Legs and more of my kicks and how I progress. Like, this is only the beginning. Only beginning.
Well, I'll go shout out to first and foremost my wife, who supports what I do, and I would just recently. I always say that there would be nobody without her these days. Shout out to my high school football program. Shout out to Benavides Boxing. Shout out to Scrapyard, Heart in the Fight. Thank you. We appreciate you guys. Shout out to all the branches of Street Beefs. And then the last but not least, and most, I think a huge piece is my shout out to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. At the end of the day, I wouldn't be nothing without him.
All right, that just leaves me. All right. Shout out to my Mandy Bear first, that puts up with my shit and lets me get away with everything I do. Shout out to Luther, aka the Terrifier, because I just seen his message there.
Yeah.
Shout out to the fans, the people watching, that pay attention to more than just the violence. You guys are the ones that I really do the lives and stuff for, because you're the ones that are asking questions and interested in more than just the fighting. So I do this a lot for you guys. Shout out to everybody that helps out with the events, whether it's the nurses, the referees, judges, the door operators, everybody. You guys keep the wheel turning at the events. Shout out to you guys already said it, but the other branches of Street Beefs, we're all Street Beefs. So having that, these invasions and stuff really brings us closer together, I feel.
Yeah,
and you know what? That's
shout out to my Photo and Sean Kemp.
There you go. Shout out to Team Peixoto and Sean Kemp. Shout out to Joshua. He's got some stuff going. We'll get more into that when it's 100% ready. I shouted him out Joshua's stories earlier. Chiseled Adonis. Thank you so much for coming on our show. Meant a lot to all of us, especially Crazy Legs, I think.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, you guys. Peace.
Indie song. Let's go.
In the world of street beefs, warriors are forged in the heat of battle. But now, a new challenge arises. The East Coast fighters are coming to invade the West Coast branch. East meets West in an epic showdown of strength, skill, and determination. One group comes to conquer, the other is defending their turf. When two mighty forces collide, destruction is the only outcome. Who will emerge victorious? Whose flag will wave triumphantly in the wind? Street Beefs West Coast presents the East Coast Invasion.